Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., all rights reserved.
Across the vein of night, there comes a path of searing light, burning like a beacon on the edges of our sight. At the point of total darkness, and the light's divine.
The late, great Dan Fogelberg bringing us back. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Jim Blasingame. We're having a great visit with our good friend Beverly Inman-Ebel, a 13-plus year member of our Brain Trust. She's the author of Talk Is Not Cheap. She's the founder and the CEO of Talk, Listen, Communicate. TalkListen.com is her website. She's one of the smartest people I know. And folks, if you see her picture, that red hair is not for nothing. Beverly, thank you for hanging out with us. And
hey, Jim, can I say something for those that have been listening?
Uh-huh.
I always try to not get tongue-tied, but I should try harder because I must succeed. I just use all the trouble words we talked about here.
Say that again. That's a good little exercise.
I always try, there's another one, to not get tongue-tied, but I should try harder because I must succeed.
Well, there's one you're missing. That you
What's
missed
that?
You missed one word that you got to figure out how to get in there. That
No.
People tell me that you got to watch, and that's never.
Yes, never and always are first cousins.
Always and never
they reduce believability. They're first cousins. They're substitution. So is everyone.
And I love those two words.
Hey, Churchill made a career of saying never, 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 never give up.
Yeah, right.
So it goes to show there are times these words will serve you well. Just know that you're using them and use them carefully.
Well, isn't this we're talking about folks using words artfully, using them strategically, using them successfully? Aren't we talking about, Beverly, just trying to have a more expansive vocabulary and having words in your kit bag, so to speak, that you can pull out and be more strategic, more surgical with a word, rather than being more broad or maybe more inappropriate? Because, I mean, how many times have I heard someone say something, and I know what they meant, but what they said wasn't what they meant. But if I didn't know what they meant, I would have taken it the wrong way.
Exactly. Yeah, this weekend I was working in my garden, beautiful spring weather here in Chattanooga, and a young man was helping me. And I was talking to him, and he would say, I was using the word prolific. I said, those weeds are prolific. And he goes, what does that word mean? And so as we were talking, he said that several times. What does that word mean? And he said, I want to have a better vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? No matter what your vocabulary is, most people use the same 1,500 words day in and day out.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to rise above your competition, I'm not saying speak above the understanding of your customers. I just did what I tell people not to do. I'm saying choose your words carefully, and sometimes there is a word that fits the purpose and the intent much better than words that you use all the time.
You know one of the best ways to expand your vocabulary? Read what other people say. And see, I'm gonna come back to something that's kind of a personal thing for me. I don't read fiction, Beverly. I only read nonfiction. I only read what people think and say. I don't read fiction. A lot of people love fiction, and I'm sure you can expand your vocabulary with fiction. But in my opinion, one of the best ways to expand your modern business vocabulary is to read nonfiction. And read and find writers that you like, find smart people like Beverly, and find out what they're saying, find out where they're saying it, and read and learn from the way they turn a phrase. Whatever I've learned about being a columnist, about being a writer, a lot of it I learned from people whose column I enjoy listening to, reading, and whose intellect I admired, and I would read their stuff and I'd learn from them.
You know, something that I love are quotes. And to me, a quote isn't just something someone said. Someone said, it's raining today.
Yeah.
That's not a quote. Quote has poetic balance. I collect quotes, and I come up with some wisdom that when I say it, it's like, wow, remember that, because that was quotable. So one like now it's hard to do this verbally, but no communication, no success. And then KNOW. So if you're writing this, it shows no communication and no success. But if you can say something that hits a person, like, you can tell that you've made them think. Wow, that's probably the best thing you could do today, is to get somebody to see something differently. Hopefully to see it your way,
Beverly,
but at least see it differently.
thank you for being here. Good job today, as always.
Thanks.
Beverly Inman-Ebel, ladies and gentlemen. TalkListen.com. Check out her website. She'll be back another day. I will be too, but not till tomorrow. In the meantime, always seek excellence, not perfection.
Insperity presents the Small Business Advocate Show with Jim Blasingame, brought to you by FedEx, CareerBuilder.com, and Palo Alto Software. This is a copyrighted production of Small Business Network, Inc., intended for the private use of our audience. Except as otherwise provided by copyright law, all other copying, redistribution, or publication without prior written consent is prohibited. All rights reserved.